Okay, now you're going to read through this. You're going to be like, what in the heck does this mean? Well, it's a thing on the ACT that we don't really hit. So I'm going to kind of do the best I can to make sense of it. Many of you are juniors, sophomores, ACT's coming up. Because you read it, it doesn't make a lick of sense. Lynn can type 1 pages in page in M minutes. How many pages can she type in 5 minutes? So this is a proportion, okay? So you can do, now you want to get your labels right. So 1 page, M minutes. Just put M minutes, okay? Now put pages in minutes, same, that's how you do a proportion. And we have 5 minutes. And it says how many pages, okay? So we're going to use P, we're going to put that in quotations because that's a variable that has to be isolated. So it's being divided by 5. So what's the opposite of divide by 5? It'd be times 5. So if I times 5, I can cross those out. Now I have to times the other side by 5, but just the numerator. You just times the numerator by 5. Okay, you don't need to times the denominator. What's 1 times 5? It'd be 5. So it'd be 5 over M equals P. Okay, let's do another one. Mike can run 2 miles in H hours. How many miles can he, I guess Mike's a girl, can she run in 4 hours? So we have 2 miles, H hours, and then put miles and hours. And we know we have 4 hours, but I don't know the miles, so I'm going to put an M. I put that in quotations because it says how many miles, so the M's what we have to get by itself. You don't really find an answer to these, it's just a formula. So the M is being divided by 4. The opposite of divide by 4 would be to multiply by 4. So if I multiply by 4, that goes away. Times just the numerator by 4. That's how you times a fraction. You just by a whole number. A fraction by an integer, you just times the numerator. You leave the denominator alone. So that's 8 over H equals M. Not too hard. Okay, if I can read 2 pages in M minutes, how many pages can I read in 5 minutes? So 2 pages, M minutes. So pages and minutes. Okay, so 5 minutes. And I guess we're going to have to go with P for the pages. So I don't want that P divided by 5. I just want the P. So I would times by 5 on that side. Times just the top by 5, because 5 is an integer. If I take a fraction times an integer, I just times the top. So 10 over M equals P. Okay, if a printer can type 25 pages in M minutes, how many pages can be typed in 7 minutes? So 25 pages, M minutes, pages, minutes, and we have 7 minutes. Okay, P, pages, just put the P variable, and I gotta get that P by itself because it says how many pages, supposed to say many, I guess I should say. So I times by 7. Remember, we're just going to times the 25 by 7. The denominator does not get multiplied. It just stays M. 25 times 7 is 175. So 175 over M equals P. Okay, pause the video, and then you try the 3 on the back side. Okay, now ACT also does a lot of work with percentages, but you don't really have time to do this on every problem. You kind of have to go on the fly. So here's the key to do that. I have 2 coupons. One is 20% off, the other is 15% off. Find the cost of an item that originally cost $40. So the original cost is the beginning cost. And then when I have a percent, that's multiplication. Now it's 20% off, so I take 100 minus 20, which is 80. And then we got to make the 80 into a decimal, okay? You just put the decimal at the end, move it twice. So it would be 0.8 or 0.80. But then there's another 15% off, so I times again. You can't put the 2% together and say it's 35. That's wrong, okay? You'll get a wrong answer. So I take 100, I'm back to 100, because now I'll have a new 100%. You just times by 2 percentage factors, basically. So that'd be 85%. So that'd be 0.85. So you have your original. You're gonna find 80% of that, and then whatever that is, you find 80% of what's left. Okay, so 40 times 0.8 times 0.85. That's $27.20. Okay, store's offering a 20% discount on an item. I also have a coupon for 15% off. How much will I have to pay for an item that originally cost $95? So $95 is the original cost. Then I'll do the 20. It doesn't matter which you do first, okay? It'll be the same. So I take 100% minus 20%, and that's 80%. So that's 0.8 or 80. And then whatever that is, I'm going to find 85% of that. So 0.85 again, okay? So 95 times 0.8 times 0.85, and I get $64.60. Okay, store's offering 10% off discount on an item. I also have a coupon for 20% off. How much will I have to pay for an item that originally cost $80? So if I know the original price, it's a multiplication problem. So I times 10% off, that'd be 90. You'd be paying 90% of the price, so 0.9 or 90. 20% off, you'd be paying 80% of that price, so that would be 0.8 or 80. You put 90 and 80, it doesn't matter. You just have to have the 0 point. 80 times 0.9 times 0.8, and that's $57.60. Okay, pause the video and do 1, 2, 3 on the back. Pretty easy. Okay, and then finally, the sales price of a car is $12,590. That's 20% off the original price. What's the original price? Well, you're like, well, I'll just times this by 0.80 because 20. No, that's not the original price. That's the ending price. The original price, that's what we're figuring out. So I'm going to take X. And 20% off would be 80%, so it'd be X times 0.8 or 80 equals 12,590. So I would have to divide then to figure out my initial price. So 12,590 divided by 0.8, and that's going to be $15,737.50. Okay, sales price of an item is $45. That's a 15% off its original price. What's the original price of the item? Okay, so again, I'm finding I don't know the original price. So X is my starting factor. Then 15% off, that's 100 minus 15 is 85, so that'd be 0.85. And our new price ends up at 45, but we got to find out the price we started with. So it will be backtracking. So 45 divided by 0.85 is going to be $52.94. Sometimes you have to round on these problems to the nearest cent. Okay, sales price of an item is $60. That's 10% off its original price. What is the original price? Again, I got to find the original price, so I'm going to start with the X variable. Okay, 10% off, that would be 90%, so I multiply by 90% equals 60, and then I divide. So 60 divided by 0.9 is $66.67. Okay, sales price of items $500. That's 20% off its original price. What's the original price of the item? So X. Okay, 20% off. So 100 minus 20 is 80. 0.8 equals 500. So again, it's not multiplying, it's dividing the new price by the percent I'm paying. So 500 divided by 0.8 is $625. Okay, a little change of pace there. Okay, you have 3 on the back, do them.